Hi there, it's Joseph, and welcome back to the YouTube channel on San Miguel de Allende's Secrets. And today we're going to talk about some of the secrets to buying real estate and owning real estate here in San Miguel de Allende and Mexico as a whole. As always, if you need additional information, in the description box below, there's links to various websites, including Amazon, if you wish to purchase any of the books in the San Miguel de Allende Secrets series of best-selling books. Recently, I rediscovered a childhood pal via Facebook that now sells real estate in Florida while hosting her own radio show, Patty's Playhouse. We started talking about the differences in real estate here in Mexico than where she is in Florida. Patty motivated me to write an article on the aesthetics of home architecture and interior design here in town for her. That piece made me realize she'd probably be equally interested in some of the logistical and technical issues of buying real estate here, if only to compare or contrast on her show. Consequently, here is a nice-to-know list for potential buyers in Mexico. Number 1. Unless you are along the coast, you own the real estate outright. On the coast, there is some sort of lease arrangement so foreigners didn't own all the best views, but in reality, it works like any other real estate from what I've been told. Number 2. There are no mortgages in Mexico. If you are a Mexican with a steady job, let's say a teacher, you can apply for a program at the bank when young, and one day the bank calls to say they have a house. Take it or leave it. Then you've a loan to pay off over the coming decades. These homes are in neighborhoods of small, look-alike, inexpensive homes. As a teacher, you can have it paid off for before you retire, and may have even rented it to cover the loan and thereby padding your pension. Number 3. When the bank program, if you choose that, you get to choose nothing, not even the geographic area. Suffice to say, Mexicans find HGTV home shows with the fussing over countertops and cabinet colors fascinating if totally unrelatable. Number 4. Many foreigners take a line of credit out against a U.S. property to pay for a home here outright. It's the same thing I did to pay for property in the U.S. to avoid mortgages. Number 5. Closings are costly, normally a percentage of the selling price. Plus, they are long and dull, as Mexicans track property ownership very seriously. You'll listen to hours of Jennifer Lopez bought the property from Carmen Miranda in 1550. It measured, all the way up to the present day. In a deed, you can put who inherits the property. My advice is it's better to do that in a will, because those are cheaper to change, and you don't want to have to pay nor sit through another closing just to adjust who inherits the home. I had to sit through the same closing twice once, as two numbers were juxtaposed on the title, and it was no less painful the second time around. Number 7. Closings are done by a notary. In the U.S., a notary stamps your form. Here they are often an inherited position and wildly lucrative and powerful. Also best to plan to show up at the closing in person. Doing stuff by proxy rarely ever successfully happens. Number 8, there's no liability insurance here. If a neighbor leaves her water hose on and floods your house, then suck it up, literally and figuratively. Also, there's no fire insurance since homes are made of stone and concrete, not wood. Secret number 9, POAs, or Property Owners Associations, sometimes called Homeowners Associations. They're an odd duck. For example, in my town of San Miguel de Allende, the developer registers the development as such in the planning stages and turns over some land for public parks. To avoid donating land, many developers try to add a faux POA, the Property Owners Association, afterwards, always causing problems, since legally that can't be done and some property owners will sue. The situation is always ugly and best avoided, so a buyer needs to research if the existing POA is legally real, i.e. the property is listed as a condo in the deed, even if a standalone home, and that they owe and what they owe now and in the future. Number 10. In the north, good fences make good neighbors. Here it's walls, as lots are small and you'll want a wall in your area. Even in the countryside with land, best to have walls around your home for protection. Mexico's history is chaotic, so best to have some homeland security. Number 11. There aren't home inspectors like we're used to up north, so before making your offer, take a moment to test the spigots actually are connected to water, that the refrigerators are cold, that the ghosts are quiet, and all sorts of stuff like that. Number 12. As always, I advise anyone, anywhere in the world, the following advice, and it always falls upon deaf ears. Make the effort to meet the neighbors then and there when viewing a house that interests you. I'm floored how rarely buyers do this due diligence despite investing gobs of money. Number 13. Once you'll buy, not once, often, you'll buy a vacation property with furniture and decor included. Realize items, even those as large as a piano, have a habit of disappearing between the contract and the closing anywhere in the world. Plan your battles accordingly and never pay extra for furnishings. It's simply used furniture and of little effort to get replacement dishes or a piano. Truly, I've had that musical experience twice now. Here I've seen homes worth $200,000 try to charge $300,000 to be furnished. Like any yard sale earns $100,000, where the seller is going to schlep their pleather couches all the way back to Alberta, Canada. Last but not least, number 14. To build or not to build? That is the question. For me, I've always bought spec homes that have sat for a bit. I've built once and it was fun at the time, but I was 22-year-old and stupid. As known the world over, the building process will take longer and cost more than ever anticipated by the buyer. Mañana doesn't mean tomorrow so much as it's the word the buyer wants to hear today. Hope all the above advice helps both you and Patty's Playhouse playmates enjoy buying real estate even more. As always, feel free to click the like and subscribe buttons below and get notified every time a new video in the San Miguel de Allende Secrets series of videos is released.